Hey everyone, this is Allison from the ranch. Say hi to the kittens. We're just gonna hang out for a few minutes while we wait for everyone to join in.
We're just gonna pet cats. Hang out for a second. I'll wait to do introductions.
Yes.
When the other folks
Yep.
are here.
We'll let everyone join in and then we'll go ahead and start in just a couple minutes.
Just snuggle up, everybody. They've set up a fantastic table with all kinds of little treats for the cats. Susan says, just bring me the people. I just want the peoples. You like the peoples. Oh, you're the best boy. You're the best boy. Wait, oh, Badger, what you? Do you want it? She said, no, not really. No, not really. He's a mousy mouse.
For everyone that's joining in, we're just waiting a few minutes to let some more people join and then we'll be starting shortly. In the meantime, enjoy the super cute kittens.
She's probably gonna take off at a second.
Where you going, Badger?
Come on. You're so sweet.
All right, we'll wait about 1 more minute for everyone to join in and then we will get started.
You do you, Badger.
Badger's getting her energy out.
Herding cats, what can you do, right? You are the most relaxed thing. Badger, you want to come back? Yes, come here. Come here, or you want your little house?
We'll get Badger back in here and then I think it's okay to go ahead and kick it off.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks for being here, everybody. My name is Alison Zuck. I run the Ranch Cat Rescue here in Bloomington. Super stoked to be here with Monroe County Humane Association today, and Laura, who set all of this up, so thank you very much. I'm here hanging out with, since it is National Cuddly Kitten Day, which usually don't buy into all the national holidays, but I can get behind this one. So in honor of the day, I brought a couple of cuddly kittens from the rescue. This is Badger. She's a sweet little 5-month-old kitten. She came from a feral colony, and look at her now. She came in as a tiny baby and has had quite the glow up. She is partnered and paired here with Susan. They are brother and sister in rescue, but not in life. So Susan is, you can see his fancy little diapers here. Susan's a Manx kitten. He doesn't have a tail and has Manx syndrome, specifically atresia ani. So Susan was born without a butt, had a very risky surgery when he was a month old, and got a working one put in for him. And he has been great ever since. Badger's just gonna hang out and do her own thing because cats. But Susan is great. He will hang out with you, Bubby. He does wear diapers because we don't have full functional control of our hind bits here. But he is an absolutely fantastic boy. He loves his diapers. He has quite the wardrobe. You can follow him at A Kitten Named Sue to check out all of his adventures. He and Badger will be adoptable as a pair here soon. Susan's about 6 months old. We need to go in for a different type of neuter surgery with him. Let's just say the family jewels never made their way to the treasure chest, so we've got to go hunting for buried treasure for Susan. We have a couple testicles that never descended. So these are words that you say and things that you talk about in cat rescue. But super lucky to be able to do what we do. We take in any kind of cat and kitten in need. Our very small scale. Buddy, you're so sweet. But we do what we can. Last year, we were able to help 53 cats, and super stoked to partner with MCHA. They are the vet for the ranch, and this is ridiculous.
We had a comment that he wears the diapers well.
He does, thank you, he does. But yeah, super stoked that MCHA does all of our vetting with a lot of cats. It gets really expensive, so being able to have the low-cost options for vaccines, and all of the care that they need is great. So by the time they get adopted out, they have had all of their shots. They've had their FIV, FELV tests, and are good to go and are super healthy. We get everybody spayed and neutered. But yeah, with the help of Dr. Gilead and Ashley helping out there, and all the team of MCHA, they keep our babes vaccinated and healthy and great. Susan, you are just a peach. It's wonderful. So yeah, follow us, stay tuned. If you're interested in adopting Susan, you have experience with diapers, he comes with the cutest little house panther that is exploring the room and doing her own thing. You do you, Badger. You're great. But yeah, so just a couple of our residents follow the ranch to see all the folks that we have. Susan, do you just want to hang out on the table, or do you want to go? I was going to put you back in your pen, but if you just want to hang out and we chill while we talk about some TNR? Yeah, maybe? All right, so let's get into why we're here, which is prep cats, but also to talk about how to help cats with TNR. And I'm going to start by saying this is a really big subject, so I'm going to kind of drill down into like what you can do as a person, as like one person, kind of like backyard TNR here. TNR it means trap, neuter, and return. And what that essentially is, it's taking cats that are outside that are from the house. Sorry, y'all, this is gonna be just like half interruption, half educational as cats do cute things. Kimberly set this up. This is super precious. Auntie Kim, I hope that you're pleased that Susan's enjoying this. So trap, neuter, return is taking cats that are feral cats, that are community cats, that they're not pets, right? Maybe they were born outside. They weren't socialized when they were kittens. They've essentially reverted back to, wild instincts, right? Doesn't want to be a house cat. If it ends up in a shelter, it's not going to have a good outcome there. Again, if you adopt it to your house, it doesn't want to live there. Cats that are deemed unadoptables in shelters, they don't fare super well. So trap, neuter, return is something that we can do to save lives. So it's taking cats that are out on the streets, getting them spayed, neutered. In order to mark that this has been done, they take the left ear and do like a little flat clip across it. You see notching at times, it's less common. So if you see a cat outside that has a flat tip on its ear, you know that it has been spayed and neutered and it's just out there living its life and doing its thing. Then once that cat is taken care of, then you're able to release it back to where it is. And it continues to live in its house, which is outside. It's not breeding at that point. It's not contributing to overpopulation. And it's going to be a healthier animal. So as a cat rescue, it sounds a little counterintuitive to say not all cats need to be rescued. But feral cats that are out there, they just need a little help. So if we can give them a little help with TNR, it's going to be a happier life for them. There's statistics out there that say, I think the numbers, it's something astronomical that, with cats, a pair of cats, with the offspring that they can produce is something like 420,000 cats or something just absolutely astronomical. That's if they all make it. And one of the sad realities about cats in the, breeding outdoors is that a lot of those kittens, they don't make it. And when we say TNR saves lives, it means it is preventing future suffering from happening from litters, right? Those statistics are inflated. Not all those cats are going to make it, but if that breeding cycle perpetuates and continues, it's raining cats at that point, right? We don't have that same overpopulation with dogs. You see a dog running down the street, you're like, oh, puppy, let me get your people, let me help you. You see a cat walking across the street, you're like, that cat's probably fine. Well, is it? We don't know, right? So one of the best things we can do, TNR, help cut down on that population. We're also cutting down on the impact on the wildlife. If you look at Australia, blessed cats there have done terrible things for wildlife. And this, kind of gets into the controversy of it. There's a lot of folks that want to, would rather just euthanize a cat and not have it out there. If you can prevent that breeding cycle, if there's a caretaker that's providing a nice protein meat-based diet, statistics show that cat's not going to hunt asthma. I mean, there's a few cats that are just going to murder no matter what you do. Most cats, if you feed them a good diet, it is going to prevent the amount of harm that they can do to wildlife. I feed outdoor cats. I stopped feeding birds. And I love birds, but I don't want to feed my outside cats birds. So I try and, keep that in balance. But again, TNR is also going to help with some of the ecological issues that we have from cats being out there. So what, we're gonna hold a baby. We're such a baby.
Badger keeps walking back and forth in the background.
She's a house panther, and that's what they do. They guard the house. You're doing a great job, Badge. You're doing a great job. And I promise he's not scared or hiding or anything. This dude is just, he is just that chill. He's purring, he's loving this. Good job, Sue. So I want to talk about how you can help with TNR in your own backyard, right? We're not talking about giant colonies now. We're not talking about going out and, if you need a new hobby, I can put you in contact with some folks that, you can spay all day with them. But, what we're talking about is you have a bowl of food out and there's cats that are coming up to your house to eat. And, there's sayings where it's like, if you feed, don't let it breed, or if you feed it, fix it. And so what I want to talk to you about today is how to take care of those cats that you're feeding in your own backyard, and how to take care of Fluffy that's coming up that you want to help. Now, again, let's keep in mind in this situation, Fluffy wants nothing to do with your sofa. They don't want to be inside. They're a feral cat, and we just need to get them TNR'd, trapped, neutered, and returned back to your location. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by making a plan. We're going to assess the cats in question. Step one, does it have both points on its ears? Okay, check one, yes. If you notice that left ear is tipped, it's going to look like a little, you're just the best little model here. It's going to look like a little flat clip, like kind of how that would there. If a cat looks like that, that cat's already been TNR'd. You don't need to mess with it. Something that you need to watch out this time of year, we want to stay away from catching mother cats that have a litter of kittens. She needs to feed those babies. We don't want her away from the kids right now. When she starts bringing them around later for food, we'll get all them. If you suspect a cat has kittens, reach out to a professional if you're trapping that. But again, just make sure it's very, very obvious to tell if it's a male cat. A lot of males tend to have real chunky cheeks, right? They've got chunky cheeks, yes. So they have like scent marking glands in their face, their little faces. Well, they get these like big fat feral faces, right? And they're that's sexy to all the lady cats, and they use it to mark their turf. And it's also kind of extra fat and tissue to protect them. And they're fighting with other cats. Because male cats, that's when they'll tend to wander. That's when they'll tend to fight. So TNRing the males, trap neutering and returning the males in your community. In your house that you're feeding, that's going to keep down the cat fights. That's going to keep, if you have, barn cats around, that's going to keep them from roaming, getting off topic. This is going to happen a lot. So again, we're going to make a plan. Is this cat a cat that is a candidate for TNR? So yes, it has both of its ears. It's ready, or it doesn't have a pre-did ear tip. It needs to be TNR. We know she doesn't have babies right now, and we're good to go. So we're going to start by gathering our supplies and getting our resources. So step one, who's going to do this surgery, right? What vet are you going to go to for this surgery? If you're here in Bloomington, we're super lucky that we have Pets Alive. They have a feral cat package, and it's between $30 and $40. They'll get it taken care of for you. But reach out to your local vet. There's places all over that are going to take care of this. Even if maybe there's just like one small vet in an area where you are, ask them about TNR. A lot of them will, give you a discount if you're just doing a trap, neuter, return surgery. So make a plan with your vet. Find out where you're going to take this cat. Make sure that they're going to be open the next day when you're taking this cat in, right? So once you've contacted your vet, you know where the cat's going to go, you're going to make a plan to get the cat. A lot of times if this is the cat in your backyard, you've already been feeding it, right? You've established a schedule. If you're doing like a big scale trapping, withholding food, is, you know, the thing to do, making sure that these cats are hungry and they're going to want to go in the trap. You know the cats in your neighborhood. You're their caretaker. You've established a feeding routine with them. So you know best whether, you know, you can withhold food, or maybe you just put some mackerel at the end of that and you know that cat's going to go for it. Cat's not wanting to go for it, then you can withhold food for a day. Contact your neighbors around you that you know are feeding, tell them you're trapping, ask them to withhold food. You know, again, this is broad, this can spiral. You know the cat that you're working with, but a hungry cat is going to be more apt to go into the trap. So, buddy, I need my other paw at this point. So let's see if you want to be down the table. Okay, we'll see if that works. All right, so you've made your plan. Your vet knows that you're going to be in soon. So let's get our trap and let's get ready to get the cat. So this is a, this is a double door trap. This is just your standard issue live animal trap. There's other kinds of drop traps and things for different situations. But again, for your backyard spay and neuter, you know, backyard TNR, this is going to be the ideal thing that you use. I don't store my traps inside. I don't want it to smell like house. I just leave all mine outside. So some things that you need are, you need your trap. A lot of local places, vets, centers, you can essentially like rent one of these traps if you don't have them. This is a little fancier style. You can also get just like a single door trap at like Roll Camp for like $30. So if you want to make an investment in this, it's easy to do. Again, reach out, check your resources. A few other supplies that you're going to need. You are going to need some newspaper to line the trap. You're going to need zip ties or closures if your trap has multiple entrances and doesn't have a clip, because the last thing that you want is an angry cat that escapes in your car as you're driving down the highway to the vet. No one wants that. You don't want that. Cat doesn't want that. Vet doesn't want that. Mechanic doesn't want that. So you also are going to want to have a blanket on hand, because contrary to popular belief, cat's not going to really enjoy it once it's in here, and you're going to calm it down once it starts bouncing around. This is not going to hurt them. This is a humane live animal trap. Sometimes you'll see a cat with like a scratched up nose, where when the door hits, it's like, oh my gosh, what? And it'll like, you know, scrape up its little face on there. Not ideal. We don't want anybody to be hurt. But that's, you know, that's what I see in cage injuries. So don't think this is anything that's going to hurt a cat. You know, that situation is more just a cat damaging itself because it's freaking out. We don't blame it. So we've got our trap. We're going to line it because it's going to be easier to go into a trap that doesn't have a metal floor, right? So every trap is going to be set up a little different. So familiarize yourself with your equipment here. This one's got a little hinge that you flip up, push that doohickey back. These are technical terms, folks. And then so this is going to be the entrance where your kitty goes. In this situation, there's a little, I don't know if you can see this little ring and this little lever here. So we are just going to hook, we're just going to hook that little bit right in there. And then that is elevating this little trigger plate here. So, because this is where you want the cat to step, right? This little plate that's at the end. So, we're going to take our newspaper and we're going to put this in here to kind of cover the bottom, right? You remember where that plate is here, right? So we have this in here. Kitty's going to be like, what? I'm just stepping on paper. This is normal. This is totally fine. We're going to bait our trap with the stinkiest food you got. If Kitty doesn't know canned food, that may be enough. If Kitty is wily and savvy, tuna, mackerel, sardines, any like fish that's like super stinky, funky, anything in oil is going to be great. You've established the feeding routine with your cat. You know the spaces where it likes to be, where it's coming and going. So you get your trap set. Couple things to remember in trapping: don't leave this unattended. Don't forget that you've left it somewhere. You have to monitor this. Animals, if there's no way that an animal can get out of this, so you have to be on this. Do not leave it unattended. Don't leave it out at night. You're going to catch skunks. You're going to catch possums. You're going to catch raccoons. You don't want to let those out of your trap. I mean, you have to let those out of your trap, and some are going to be angrier than others. So always keep your eyes on your trap. Know your cat's routine. So you're going to set this up. What I do is, you bait it a little. Think of like E.T., Reese's Pieces, right? So you're gonna make like a little trail, just like a little bits of food, right? A little bit on the outside. Maybe there's like a couple bits going in, and then you're gonna take most of your food and you are going to, we're gonna unclip this back here. This is, again, if you're working with a double door, single door, you just feed it into the other side. But you're gonna put your other food right back here, right? Because you want the cat to go all the way into the trap to get it. So again, you put your ET Reese's Pieces trail out. So you know Kitty is, it's not properly closed, and I know that. So you know Kitty is gonna be interested in going in. So at this point, you need to step back. You need to give the cat some space, give them, you know, some time to get used to the trap, kind of sniff out what's going on, and eventually they're gonna come around and they're gonna start walking in, right? And they're gonna be interested in what you're doing and the food that's in there. They're gonna smell that tasty mackerel that's in here, and they're gonna eventually go in that trap. At which point they're gonna hit that kick plate, right? And then the trap is gonna smash behind them. Your hand's not gonna be in there. It's gonna be a little bit smoother when it functions. This is when they're gonna bounce around, they're gonna freak out a little bit. Kitty is not happy. You grab your blanket, you put that over the trap, and you are ready to go. So at this point, you have your cat in the trap. It's gonna be making a lot more sounds than the silence that's happening right now. So we're gonna get to a good holding location before you go in for surgery. So maybe you've trapped first thing in the morning, now you're gonna pick up Kitty and you're gonna go straight off to the vet. Maybe it's in the evening time. If it is in the evening and you need to wait until morning, you're just gonna take this, you're gonna put it in a quiet location, somewhere that's not highly scented. That's not gonna be fun for the cat, but somewhere that's safe, right? So if you can put them in a garage somewhere, if it's winter, you wanna make sure it's heated, that they're taken care of there. Then at that point, you're just gonna take Kitty to the vet, and they're gonna work their magic there. And by magic, I mean science and surgery. So Kitty's gonna go in. Usually the whole feral cats stay overnight because they need a little bit of recovery time. So then you'll go the next day, grab Kitty again. This is gonna vary on your vet, your location. And then the exciting part happens, that the R of TNR happens. You've trapped them, the vet has neutered them, and now it's time to return. So when it is time to return, you get Kitty home, and there's some folks that release right away. Males are easy to release right away. There's some folks that will hold females in another crate or something for a day or two and give them time to, you know, kind of heal up a little bit. This depends on what your cat is going to let it do. But when it comes time to release, it is as easy as, you know, getting ready to, you know, get this cover back. You pull this up. Sometimes the cats are going to pop out of there. Sometimes they're going to be a little more shy about it. But when you pull this back, they're going to see the daylight. And Kitty is going to go flying out. They've been spayed and neutered. They're not going to produce any more offspring. They've been vaccinated against rabies. Any medical things have been taken care of while they've been out. And this kitty is going to have a happier, healthier life because of you. The follow-up with this is, you know, maintaining your colony, seeing if they need medical care, in which case we retrap again. We're just providing them with food and water at this point and some shelter. Letting them live their life and do their things. And again, I feel like I could talk about this all day, and we could go super deep into this, but know that there's so many folks out there that can help you do this. You know, locally, we have feral cat friends here. You know, in Morgan County, you have street cat community outreach. In Indy, you have Indy neighborhood cats. These are folks that, you know, are great resources to reach out to if you need help. Reach out to your local animal care and control, your local groups. Ask who in your area does this. There's going to be somebody around out there that does it. That'll help you. Get educated online. You can take seminars. You can take TNR, you know, online classes and learn what you're doing. And it's great to follow other groups. If you're on Instagram, go to the Ranch Cat Rescue, and I only follow other animal groups on there. So you can see all kinds of TNR groups that you can follow and kind of learn about what they do. Some folks that I really enjoy that do this, Flatbush Cats in the New York area are fantastic. Trap King down in Atlanta, he's great, love him. I think in the Chicago area, there's a small group called Feed the Beasts that they do more scaled up, but really good stuff. There's folks out here that are doing all kinds of good. And you can too. Again, you know, when you reach out and you're like, I need help, I need someone to help, you're someone. And resources are still strained right now, and this is something that, you know, I don't want it to seem daunting. It's something that anybody can do it with a little bit of time and a little bit of planning, and I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, we'd love to take those now, and reach out if you want to know anything else. I hope that was somewhat concise. What do people
Perfect. Let's hear your questions, guys. Anything relating TNR, about the ranch, about Susan, Badger.
Badger's hiding. Oh my gosh. Okay, wait, hang on a second. You may want to see what Susan has gotten himself into in the time that we've been talking.
Susan! What are you doing down there?
I found his bag.
Any questions about Susan, TNR, ranch, we'll hear them. You have a comment that it was very helpful. Great job.
Oh, good. Good. And really, again, there are so many different levels and different layers to this topic. You can contact the ranch, go to theranchcatrescue.org, reach out to me. Right now, I don't think, MCHA isn't doing a ton of stuff as far as TNR goes. So reach out to some local groups. They would love to help if you're feeding a colony and you need some help, or if you're feeding cats around your house. So MCH, they have limited spay and neuter surgeries right now, but they would love to help with the free food pantry and help you out there and give you some care for cats there if you need it. And great medical resources. They're always accepting donations. Again, MCHA is a grant-funded, community-funded resource, so they would love your funding. The ranch and the ranch cats would also love your donations. We have wish lists, Venmos, PayPals, Patreons for extra content. Come here, Badger, I'm gonna get you. She's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
We do have a question.
What is that?
If you have an injured cat in need of medical care now, where would you go?
Yeah, so Pets Alive just opened back up very recently. Their vet was down for surgery. So I would take them into Pets Alive. Again, call the day before, make sure that they're open, that they're doing stuff. If you're an existing client at MCHA, being able to, work in a medical appointment, I don't think that would be an issue at the clinic. But again, I don't work there. They're just my vet. Not just my vet, they're my vet. But yeah, reach out. And also check with your local vet. I know Royers in Worthington does a lot of help that way.
Another question, how does the ranch get its kitties?
Oh, yes. So it's a rescue. So I get them in a lot of ways. It usually starts with somebody saying, usually someone reaching out on Facebook, someone saying help with this cat, someone's tagging us in, someone contacts us through our website. I try and take cats that don't have a human, right? So if you're like, I have a cat that I have kittens I need help with, unless there's no cats at the ranch, I'm probably going to refer you to a local shelter where I'm going to come in if you're like, I found this cat on the side of the road and its paw is hurt, or this cat showed up in my yard, cats that don't already have a home that they need help. So I don't do a ton of rehoming, but yeah, just folks reaching out. I work with a few different organizations as well.
Is there anyone who would come to my house or a friend's property to do TNR?
Yeah, if you're local in Bloomington, reach out to Feral Cat Friends. If you're in Indy, I know Indy Neighborhood Cats, I think they just beefed up their volunteers this time of year. And again, if you're in the Morgan County area, Street Cat Community Outreach, there's a lot of folks that will come out. Some of these folks, we always recommend donate to them when you can. A lot of these folks, can help you. If you have a bunch of cats, if you need financial help, reach out to some groups. If you have some difficult situations there, again, like what we're talking about here is just like Fluffy in your backyard that needs a hand. If you've got a whole barn full of stuff, then there's great local groups and wonderful, all these folks are volunteer based. We all have jobs. We're all, juggling a bunch of stuff. So be a little patient with some replies, but there's lots of folks that are out there to help you.
When feral cats have kittens, is it always best to domesticate the kittens?
Whenever possible, if you can get the kittens, because that's less cats that are on the streets. That's more cats. They're going to be, you know, in homes. There's a cat in that parking lot. There's a trap right here. Let's run outside and put this into action. So yeah, I would get those kittens. You don't want to catnap kittens. You know, it's kitten season right now, which I feel like kitten season didn't end this year. But in Indiana, kitten season is technically April through October. If you see cats that are outside, you can trap those kittens. You know, there's folks that will work to socialize those kittens, volunteers at the shelter that are set up to help socialize those cats. But don't catnap mama's kittens, right? If you see a nest of kittens when there's baby kittens, unless those cats are obviously dirty and are not being taken care of, you know, always consult a professional whenever you're dealing with kittens. You know, don't catnap kittens. We want to make sure that they stay with mom as long as they can. Usually when she starts bringing them around for food, that's when it's time to start trapping them and getting them socialized.
Perfect. You guys are asking great questions. Keep them coming. We do have another one. Are all the kittens that the ranch has ones that were trapped?
They were not. No, they were not all trapped. I have, there's 4 almost 5-week-old kittens right now. Their mom was trapped. She was feral, and she is feral. Ooh, she's all those scratches if you see her from Bernice Bieberson, and handling and working to socialize her babies. But no, so she was trapped and she safely delivered 4 adorable little kittens at the ranch. And then there's some adults that just like wander up and need some help, you know, that you can hand kit. But yeah, they're not all trapped there.
Perfect. We'll see if we have any more questions, and then if not, we'll wrap it up in just a couple minutes. Susan's falling asleep.
So cute. I think Badger has, last I saw, she was wedging herself under where the rats used to live. They're having a great time. Thank you so much for having them here to run around.
Oh, this is a good one. How did you get into doing this?
If you look back at photos of me when I was a kid, it's like, it's just cats. I've always loved cats. I've always been drawn to them. And it's, you know, it really started, I've always helped. And as social media has gone on and folks have been able to tag me and to help, it's just grown and grown and grown and grown and grown. To a point where it's like, I look back and I'm like, okay, this has been a constant in my life. This brings me such joy. I love doing this. Really, really, really fulfilling work. In order to make this sustainable, I just had to like up and make it a business, right? Like it's time to make it float on its own. So it's been going on its own for a year now, officially licensed, and I'm licensed through the city. I'm inspected. Everything is great and above board. You know, but it's a lot of cats. And there's a lot that flows through. We're working to be a 501c3, but we're not set up for that yet. So right now, yeah, donations are how we're funded and how we're making it happen. But it's really great. It's wonderful to be able to help.
Perfect. We can go ahead and wrap it up. We'll say bye to Susan and Badger, and then we'll head out.
Thank you so much for joining us, friends, and follow the ranch, and follow Susan, and follow Monroe County Humane Association on social media to see what everybody's up to and how we can help y'all.
Thank you, Allison. Oh, one quick more question before we're done. Do you accept volunteers at the ranch?
Currently, it's based out of my home, so I have to be very careful in the volunteers that I can have in right now. But there's going to be lots of opportunities and ways that you can help. I recommend contact me via the website, and let's be in touch about things. But I will definitely help you out and get some volunteers and get some community help. In the meantime, everybody spay and neuter your pets. If you feed it, fix it. TNR saves lives.
Bye, Susan. Thank you, Allison.
Thanks so much, everybody.
Bye, guys.